but goodie, a HD 5970, and we have it in Crossfire with another HD 5970, both with 2 gigabytes of VRAM. Turn the sound down a little bit. Got a lot of background sound, especially with my graphics card running the fans blasting out of this thing. I guess I could have got the frames in there. Some pretty good scores out of this. Have it benchmarking. Back up a little bit. Oh well, whoops. Excuse me about the camera bouncing around a little bit. Really surprised at the scores that these old cards do. They're almost 10 years old. Running the core at 800 megahertz and the memory at 1100 megahertz. Temperature is running about 61 degrees Celsius. That's because I got my fans cranked up on my GPUs. I just don't want to overheat something that's been working so good for me so long. What's a little fan noise, right? See the results here in a minute. It's 720p, HD 720 scores. I think frames per second get around 200 frames per second. This one here, he had an average of, easy Preston, be careful knocking the table around. We got a maximum of, I don't know, I think because I don't think I had my both graphics cards running on the last one. That's probably why this one's done really good. Maximum 208 frames per second. Average of 114.6 frames per second. Minimum frames per second 9.4. Usually it's first crank it on, click it on, a little stutter. That could be a little bit of CPU bottlenecking, possibly. I've got as you can see, the processor there, which is not bad. I got it overclocked, 654 megahertz. It's a Q9650 quad core, oldie but goodie. Another oldie, about the same time that this graphics card was out. It was its last 775 socket. And I've got I could turn this down a little bit. There we are. Oh, much better. Anyway, I haven't been able to run the extreme chip I got. I got a X9770 every time I put it on this motherboard. This motherboard's a Asus P5Q3 Deluxe with the as you can see here with the antenna's Wi-Fi version, but it's all housed in this black box here. As you see, I got the big fan blowing on the side of inside of it, hitting the board chips and processor and also the graphics cards. I don't know if you can see those graphics cards running down in there. And in there, keeping them nice and cool. But then again, they're pretty warm. You can put your finger back in here, and it's pretty toasty, but not scalding, not too hot, because I tend to like a lot of good airflow in all my system builds. And I got the good cross flow ventilation going on in this one here. This case was the same time that chip came out, about the same time I think it was. You can see I've got a good flow there, got a nice LED lidded intake fan blowing in on towards the direction of the RAM and the CPU. The old square box. A lot of the later model cases have a lot more ventilation, but then again, the way I've got it set up, it's pretty good flow. Keeps things nice and cool. Now I'm doing a little YouTubing upload here. Get this, so there's my score. My benchmark score. David benchmark 4.0. Pretty good scores for old system build. I just got it together on some old parts here and there on eBay, and some of my cabling and stuff like that. I tend to be as you can see, a scrapyard dog. Sorry about the mess, but there's my, grabbing old computers I had in the past and using a few things to put this system here together, which turned out pretty good. I don't like a gigantic case to take up a lot of room. I like something efficient and working for me and get the job done. Just a quad core, no hyper threading, which doesn't seem to pull down much on benchmarking for GPUs, but helps a lot on Cinebench if you have a hyper threading or like an i7 hyper threaded CPU. But here we are, the score of the system. This is about a 2009 system build. At that time, it would have been a maximum build. You got 16 gigabytes of DDR3. That was really hard to keep stable. Finally locked it in on my overclocking to achieve the 1600. Actually, 1624 is what it's really running. And there's my scores. And let me quit this, get out of this, and get out of this. And close this out and see how you can test your, you see I had to reload my, oh well, let me do something. I've got these fans maxed out, catalyst here. Turn things down a little bit, I've got it overclocked. 75 extra megahertz on my core and extra 100 megahertz on my, press down on my RAM. So, oh, hold on now. Tone this noisy thing down a little bit. Easy does it. Yeah, they'll be dropping down on the fan so I can talk a little bit better on my build here. And as you can see, you can right click just to kind of make sure your RAM's running at what it's supposed to run. You can always hit up here, then hit performance under the task manager, CPU, got 3.650 megahertz. There's my little man, gets it while he can. Oh, he's trying to play hide and seek on me. Preston. And checking my memory, it's running at 16 megahertz, which I've got it. It pumps out a little bit over 16 megahertz. CPU ID. CPU Z. All right, we'll see what my RAM, but that got that speed of my. Okay, you see my bus here. How I got the Q9650, it kind of also helped me be able to achieve my bus speed over 1600 megahertz, which works pretty good for the system. It's a sweet spot. There it is, 812. So that's a DDR3, double data. We're running in dual mode, but anyway, it's my clock's right here, as you can see. But anyway, so that's running my frequency of my RAM about 812, which is double that, would be 1624 or 1624. Yeah, there you are. 1624 megahertz. And it made it all work really good, but somehow or another I could not get the QX9770 to run more than 2 sticks on this thing. But this one here, it didn't try to overclock my RAM, where the QX9770 kept pumping it, hitting it, really knocking out my RAM where it just wouldn't achieve. It would downclock it to 1333, or one time knocked it to 800, which, you know, I don't know, there's no DDR3 800, but that's the board that holds DDR3, but it kept knocking the RAM down on speed. And it really made a lot of issues, but I got more RAM coming. I got some, let's see, I forgot what it is now I've got coming, but I got some G-Skill RAM coming. They said it works with this board, this P5Q3 board, to be able to get your extreme processors working. And there's my main board, that P5Q3 Deluxe right there. Nice board. It works really fast, comes on quick and all that good stuff. Everything is running like it's supposed to. Oh yeah, everybody probably wants to see what I should have ran this while I was running the benchmarking, but as you can see, my chip is running pretty cool, doing all right. You know, so right here, all the cores, what the temperatures is, I hit about a 47 at one time. Maybe that's because I got a nice fan on it. It's not water cooled, it's air cooled. Got a Intel OEM, actually extreme heat sinking fan for the QX models. Like for the 9770, I guess 9650s on the QXs, on the extremes. This is not an extreme chip. This is a quad core. It has all the same amount of like a cache on it. I think it's got 12 megs, the L2, and everything's the same. It just can't be. You can't move the multipliers around as much as you can on the extreme chips. And the good thing is it pulls 95 watts, which is not like the extreme chips pull about 130 watts. So here I am doing a little benchmarking, a little playing around this evening with an old 2009 oldie but goodie build. Still works fine for me. Does all the things I needed to do. So you can like if you want, subscribe if you want, or dislike and tell me what you need, tell me what I need to improve my videos, or however you like to, whatever you want to say, whatever you want to tell me. Thank you very much, YouTubers.